Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be looking at this rather small light. This is a very compact and small light which is handy for many different occasions, and it also fits in your pocket. It is very light. As you can see, it's very small. One of the best things is if you see here, you can see there on three sides it also has the ability to mount other things, and on the bottom here you can mount this to a camera, and it's also got a screw here so you can screw it onto a tripod or a stand. Let me find my camera. Here we go. So if you have a camera, you can easily mount this on the hot shoe of the camera, if you can see. And with these three additional options or ability to mount things, then you can start mounting other things. Like I could have a microphone mounted there, maybe a top handle, I mean, whatever you want to mount. Obviously I wouldn't mount a top handle there, but just showing you an example. You could mount various different things to this little light. Pretty handy. And also, if you actually have three of these lights, well, if you had four of these, you could have this one. You could have one mounted here, one mounted there, one mounted there. So that would make this a bigger light. So yeah, there you go. These things are pretty handy on the sides. Now, another cool thing I found was if you have a little flash mount or a flash stand, I don't actually know what they're called, maybe a flash stand, then you can mount this on a flash stand, and there you have it. You have a little stand on its own, or of its own I meant. You can have a little stand of its own, pretty stable. Yeah, you can do many things with this, and that's why I really like this light. It is fairly cheap as well, costs about 30 bucks or under 30 bucks. It used to cost about 20 bucks, but now you can get this on Amazon for about 20 bucks. So let's have a look at this light today. Now, using this is pretty simple. You have the on-off button here, the function button to toggle between different modes, and the adjustment buttons here. Let's turn this on. At the moment, it's on 5600 kelvins, which is daylight. As you can see here, it's 5600. Now, if I keep pressing all the way to the left, it's going to go warm to 2500, which, as you can see, is a warm light. And if I keep pressing it to the right, it's going to go all the way cool to 9000 kelvins. Let me show you. So as you can see, now it's producing a very cool tone to the light. And if you press the function button here, function button there, if you press it, you can toggle between the strength of the light as well as the color temperature. So let's go to the strength of the light. At the moment, it's at 3%. You can increase that all the way to 100%. As you can see, the light there is getting more powerful. I am not going to take it to 100% because it is going to be blinding. It's a pretty harsh light. Or you could take it down to 5%, 3 to 5%, which is where I generally like to work at. There we go, 3%. So now if you hold that function button again, it shifts to RGB mode. And it's at intensity at the moment, and press the function button again, and it moves to the left where it's showing 240. Now there's this handy little chart you can see here at the back, which indicates at what number you're going to get what color. So obviously if you want yellow, so let's go just beyond 60. It's at 240 now, which indicates that it's blue. So let's go just a little bit below 60 and it should be yellow. As you can see, the colors are changing. Okay, there we go. So we've gone just past 60 and it's starting to get yellow, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can see very well, but as you can see back there. So this chart here is very handy in terms of indicating what color you can get. So again, another pretty useful function here of this light is different colors, different RGB colors. Although I do not think I will be using them too much, but I will use it for the backgrounds on my video. As you've probably noticed on most of my videos, I have background color. So finally, if you long press that function button again, you go into the scene mode where there's 13 different scenes, or 13 different I guess ready-made effects. If you're into using different lighting effects, maybe you'd be interested, but it's not something I think I will be using, but it's pretty handy, I guess, for different things if you want to use it. Now this is also advertised as a vlogging light, I believe. I'm not sure if it'll be very good for vlogging because small lights are generally very harsh, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go outside in the dark and test this light and see how good it is for vlogging. This is at 5%. It is a bit weak. Now here we have the light at 10%. This is at 20% and a bit too strong for my liking. The light just seems a bit harsh for vlogging, I would say. I will more likely use it as a torch light, as I tend to do with just about every light I have. So what do I think of this light? I think this is a pretty handy little light that you can take anywhere with you. And I forgot to mention earlier that it is actually an RGB light as well, as I demonstrated earlier, which means I can do fun things like mess around with different colors, do effects and whatever you want for your videos or photos. But yeah, so this is a pretty handy light, and apparently, according to the instructions, it's meant to give you 2 hours of battery life once on a full charge. I haven't tested that, but again, you can take this anywhere with you, use it for any occasions. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this as a torch light quite a lot because there will be situations where I'll need light, and I tend to always keep one of these lights or similar lights in my car as well in case I need it somewhere. You can also use it as a backlight like I have back there. Now, that to get to that level, I am using 30%, 30% power, I would say, or 30% light output. So that's what I'm using to get that sort of level of blue back there. And this is going to be pretty useful for me, and I think 30 bucks is still fairly cheap. I'm also going to leave links in the description if you want to get one. But yeah, that's it. So let's see how this holds up. Let's see in a year's time what happens. What I'm going to do is let me move my other light here. This is the other Ulanzi light I have. I have done a review of this before. This is my secondary light here. It's my fill light, I would say, on the side here. I've got a couple of those as well. They've lasted me well over a year and still going. So hopefully this one will last me a lot longer and years to come. Once again, thank you for watching today's video. And if you're looking for a small light to take with you anywhere you want, hopefully this video has been useful and helpful for you, and hope to see you all again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.